Bowman Kutch on that is December 29th, 2025, and the number 9 Michigan State Spartans just beat the Cornell Big Reds 114-97. Michigan State set a new season high in points, breaking the century mark at home for the first time since 2020, which was a game against the Oakland Golden Grizzlies. It was the highest scoring mark for the Spartans since 2008. This was boosted by Jeremy Fears setting a new career high of 21 points, also having 11 assists to add on to it. There was a lot to love tonight from the Michigan State Spartans. Jeremy Fears, like I said, 21 points, 11 assists. He had 3 threes tonight. It was very good to see him being able to shoot the three ball, especially against Cornell, who is one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the entire country. Kind of sucked tonight from the three tonight, at least in the second half. First half, they're obviously still very good. It was very close first half. Michigan State only won by 2. And at one point, we're down 11 very early on in the game. I believe it was 15-4. And there's a lot of scoring still to be had. But Jeremy Fears was a big part in the scoring branch from all floors, from free throws. Obviously, he's always a free throw merchant. Layups, the 3-point ball. It's all working for him today, and that's a big reason why I set the career high. Cohen Carr, 19.6 rebounds. Just a dominant game from inside the paint. I mean, he was getting fouled basically every single time because they knew they couldn't stop him. Because every time he was driving to the paint, how are you going to stop him when a lot of the Cornell guys were undersized? Now, this is also coming off a game where he set a new career high against Oakland over a week ago at this point, but he still set it. So he has a good stretch. He's his third game in a row of double-digit points. But the one thing that is worrying is just the free throw. He was 9 for 16 today, which is about 50%, but I believe it's it's below 60%. So not good. Definitely left some points. Easily could have even I think if he shoots 75% from the line, he tied his career at 22 tonight. Um, and his free throw overall has been the biggest issue. Like Cohen Carr, 3-point wise, you want him to develop, but you didn't need him to develop a 3-pointer. Free throw wise, you need him to be at least a 70%, 75 on a good day. Free throw shooter. This season he's been shooting 2 out of 3, 66.7%. That's worse than last season. Last season he was shooting 7%, and he really struggled in the first half last season. But second half he got really better, a lot more consistent from the free throw line. And this season, you hoped he would be able to continue that momentum from the last part of last season. It just hasn't been. Now, obviously the scoring is still there. He can still run to the basket like he always has. He's a crazy athletic forward that once he gets running, it's hard to stop without fouling him. But if he is going to be fouled so much, he has to knock down the free throws. And he still had 9 free throws made tonight, but he left up seven potential points. And yes, against Cornell doesn't matter, but against a bigger team, it will matter. Like the next 2 games you have are against ranked opponents. Those will be much tougher matchups than Cornell. Jackson Kohler, 11 points, 10 rebounds, solid double double. He's easily been one of the best players for the Michigan State Spartans. You could argue him one, you could argue him two. It's basically him or Jeremy Fears, whoever you find more important. Um, I would say Fears is more important, but Jackson Kohler might have a better offensive game on a night by night basis. Uh, Trey Fort had 14 points. It's his second 10 plus point game in the entire season. The last time and only time was 9 games ago against Kentucky at the Championship Classic. Yeah, he played over 15 minutes, so I think that's the first time he's done that since UNC during Thanksgiving break. The Fort Myers Classic, the second game of that on Thanksgiving Day. And his minutes have been very here, so there. And it was hitting tonight, which is why he got more minutes. A lot of it also Kurtang had an illness that Izzo said before the game started on his radio show. Him and Cooper both dealing with illness, so that's kind of why maybe they didn't play as much as they possibly could have. Cooper still played a lot though, and Kurtang also got his minutes. I mean, for his hitting, and a lot of the time it's also going to go a guy who's hitting that night, whether it be Divine, whether it be Trey Ford, whether it be Kurtang, whether it be Jordan Scott. If one of four of those guys are hitting, they'll be playing the most minutes. And Trey Ford, it was his night to be hitting because all the other guys were kind of iffy. Kurtang was okay. He had double-digit points, but shooting he was I think 3 for 8, and Divine was basically gone until the second half. But very very good night from him. I mean, you hope he can put a stretch together of good games because his role on this team over the past month has basically diminished to almost nothing. So hopefully he can make some kind of role and have an impact for this team going forward. Bad. I mean, the bad is they allowed 97 points. I mean, yes, you score 114, but you're Michigan State. You're known for this nationwide top defense, and you give 97. And yes, Cornell is one of the highest scoring offenses in the entire nation. They average over 90 a game, and they got their 90 today. They almost got 100. It was almost 100 points versus 100 points. But it ended up not being that. But still, they need to do better. And 53 points in the first half allowed is not good. Again, it was a 55-53 first half. The first half was not good. Yes, the offense is working fine, but defensively you have to be better. They were letting them way too much back. They were just letting them run to the rim against Cooper and Kohler, and they just weren't able to help. They weren't able to do anything because they're really not that fast, not that twitchy of defenders, and the guards and forwards ahead of them need to do better to make it not happen. They also struggled rebounding in the first half. They lost the rebounding battle. Cornell's a very undersized team. It's basically it's Ivy League. It's Ivy League guys. They're not going to get big tall recruits because all those guys are going to get paid now with NIL to go to even some mid major. And Ivy's really not going to pay because they're going to be paying with that Ivy League degree, and so the big guys just really don't go there. They got out rebounded. Michigan State got out rebounded by one. I mean, I think it was like 17-16 or like 18-17. It wasn't. It was one, but you can't be getting out rebounded by that group. When you have Cooper, when you have Kohler, when you have Cohen Carr, you have guys who are known to be good rebounders of this team. You can't be getting out rebounded by nobodies. And they made it up in the second half. They out rebounded Cornell by 13, so they ended up winning the total game by 12. But still, first half wise, it was not that good of a defensive game, especially on the rebounding point, which they should have dominated the whole game. It should be a plus 20 rebounding battle win by Michigan State Spartans, not only 12. The next game is against Nebraska in Nebraska. And they're number 13 ranked right now. They're a very good opponent. They're undefeated. They just had a win against Illinois at Illinois, which was a very good game. It was a very close game. So Nebraska could win, obviously, the competitive games against good teams. And Michigan State will have to prove that they can again. They haven't. Their last ranked win was against UNC. They lost to Duke. But they need a good game. They can't play like they've been playing in the first half against these non-conference opponents. Nebraska is obviously a competent team. Michigan State is still a top team in the nation, but it kind of feels like they like to play down to the opponent, and they can't play bad against Nebraska if they want to win. And they can't just start out poor like they kind of have. They need to play both halves in a serious manner in order to get the win away. They don't have the Island's help this time, so they need all they can to get this win. And if they do, they probably move up in the rankings, which will be nice. So hopefully they can win. Thank you.